We welcome you to Jim Hughes Field on the campus of Franklin High School for the third game of this three-game series between the 0-2 Franklin Sabres and the 2-0 Indian Trail Hawks. Jackson Reed of the Sabre Roar here on the call, and it's the home opener in the first game in almost 2 years here at Jim Hughes Field. Should be a good one, a beautiful day for baseball. First pitch set for about 3 minutes from now. Your game time temperature is going to be right around 50 degrees as we're sitting at 52 currently. We'll drop around to 48 as we get near the 6th and 7th innings of this one. Taking a quick look at the starting pitchers for both teams. First, you see him on the mound right there wearing all white is going to be number 28, the senior Jordan Beardman. And for the Indian Trail Hawks is going to be Eric New. Both pitchers are seniors, and we just cannot wait to get this matchup started. Two first-year managers facing off in this one. It's going to be Steve Drobot of the Franklin Sabres, obviously in his first year as the head coach at Franklin High School, and Marty Pitts Jr. of the Indian Trail Hawks. It is his first year as a manager. And to get things started for the Indian Trail Hawks, it's going to be the 12th grade shortstop, number 5, Matt Felber. As Beardman from the windup will throw to Felber, and we are underway from Jim Hughes Field. Beardman, a quick worker on the mound as he winds up for pitch 2. It's just a little bit high, crossing across the belt. It's going to be 2-0 to Felber now. Beardman will throw his first strike of his senior season to Matt Felber. A quick look around the Franklin Sabres lineup. It's going to be Max Samancic in center field. Klubertans in left field as Beardman skips ball 3 into the dirt. Boston Holloran will bat third and play third base. Max Martin will play first base and bat cleanup. Keen Arndt will DH for Jordan Beardman out of the 5 spot. Evan Iwinski will play shortstop. Jack Barretts will play right field. Charlie Barton will play second base as Beardman delivers strike 2. The count goes full on Felber. And Matthias Kazmerzak is catching Jordy Beardman behind the plate. Count goes full. Beardman from the windup. The payoff pitch. Strike 3 gets Felber to swing. And the Sabres have their first out at home of the 2021 season.
We're having some video difficulties, so if it comes back, that's awesome. Otherwise, it might be because we're sitting in the sun with the heat. But if you just want to let the viewers know that we're having video issues. And
it's going to be the senior number 12, Mike Michelli. That's number 27, actually, a 12th grader, who plays left field for the Hawks. As we are currently experiencing some video issues, we'll try to get those corrected as soon as we can to get you the good portion of this game as Michelli will foul it back away off of Jordan Beardman. Count goes to 1-1. Michelli said Beardman's going to step off the mound as the umpire requests Indian Trail to get back into the dugout. In the very first inning of the game, they've already issued a dugout warning. We are just about ready to get back set with this at bat. Count is 1-1. Michelli steps in. Beardman kicks, throws, curveball right over the plate. Strike 2. Count goes to 1-2 on Mike Michelli. Michelli, that's thrown in the dirt. And Michelli works Beardman's count to 2-2 now. Beardman still from the windup. He'll kick and deliver. And he hits Michelli straight in the back. And he'll walk to first base with a hit by pitch. Beardman must have lost control of a fastball and it hit him right in between the number 2 and the number 7 on his jersey. And that'll bring up the first baseman, a junior, Andon Wells. Number 16 this is the first lefty we've seen from Indian Trail's batting order. Runner on first. Beardman's going to go to the stretch now. He'll kick and deliver. It's going to be low, but scooped up by Kazmierzak for ball one. Quick look at the Indian Trail order. It's going to be Matt Felber playing shortstop and batting first. Mike Michelli batting second. Andon Wells, who's at the bat right now, batting in the 3 spot. Tanner Johnson batting 4. Chris Podscarby batting 5. Jackson Wilhelmsen batting 6. Cole Ballard, Caleb Burgess, and Sam Kosi will bat 7, 8, 9 for the Hawks. And Eric New, the senior, will be on the mound shortly. Here is, he's going to go. Kazmierzak to throw down. They're going to get him at second. Matthias Kazmierzak catches Mike Michelli stealing. And now 2 out in the inning. As that makes Jordan Beardman's first inning a lot less stressful with the 3-hitter at the plate. Beardman back to the windup. Kicks, delivers. Right across the plate, strike 2. And there's going to be a mound visit here as Beardman made the motion as if he was going to throw and never did. So Kazmierzak will talk things over with Jordan Beardman here with 2 outs in the first inning. Beardman with a strikeout and then hit Michelli and then caught him stealing. So Andon Wells will dig back in. Beardman from the windup. He'll kick and throw and gets him to swing at it. So count goes to 2-2 now. Michelli. That's going to be Wells, and Jordan Beardman punches him out for the second strikeout. He gets Andon Wells to go looking, and now the Sabres will come to bat in the first inning when we come back on the Sabre Roar. Leading off the Sabres for the first inning is going to be the junior center fielder, number 2, Max Samancic. Samancic bats for the left side. And they're going to face Eric New, the senior pitcher of the Indian Trail Hawks, as New will kick and deliver from the windup and throw high and outside. Ball 1 to Max Samancic. Eric New will kick and deal, and it hits Samancic. So they go way outside and then way inside, and Samancic now will take his first base. Samancic batting .286 to that point, but we won't ever get to see him swing the bat so far, as he is hit by a pitch in the first inning, and that's going to bring up Dyson Klubertans, number 4. Batting .400 so far on the young season, just 2 games in, granted, but has an RBI and playing in left field in this one. As they throw and check on Samancic, but he will clear, he's safe. Samancic takes his lead off first.
You want to let the viewers know that we know there's video issues?
Eric New pushes a strike right across the belt of Dyson Klubertans. Count goes to 0-1. Klubertans, a senior, also plays on the Franklin football team. And Eric New will come set. And now the pitch. Samancic goes, and a bunt for Klubertans. It's going to be a good one. This is going to be a tough play for New. And he doesn't get him. So the Sabres have runners on first and second. And they've got something brewing early against Indian Trail with Boston Holleran batting .800 so far on this regular season with a 187 OPS. And for those that don't know baseball, I'll put it into layman's terms, that's really good. Boston Holleran so far leading the team in batting average and slugging percentage, playing third base today, the sophomore number 14. Just about as good as you can start for Franklin, as a changeup will miss outside on the right-hander Holleran. Eric New now looking around, gets a sign from his catcher, comes set, kicks and deals. Now Eric New looking around, he'll kick and deal. And that's going to paint the outside corner, so the count goes to 2-1 against Boston Holleran. The sophomore, Max Martin, in the on-deck circle for the Sabres right about now. Now Eric New will kick and deal again. Holleran, a fly ball. This is going to be trouble. It's going to fall, and runners will hold, so the bases will be loaded for the cleanup hitter. That's exactly how the Sabres were looking to start this game after dropping their first game 15-2 to these Indian Trail Hawks, then losing on a walk-off yesterday down at Indian Trail. And so now the bases are loaded for the cleanup hitter, Max Martin, coming in batting .286 on the young season with an RBI and a chance to make it more than one right here for the Sabres, as there's going to be a mound conference looming for the Indian Trail Hawks as they are in some trouble here. Still no outs in the inning for Indian Trail, as Eric New now in the stretch will kick and throw. Max Martin will take the first pitch, and it's going to be a strike, a changeup right across the belt. Strike one. Gets a sign from his catcher, does the senior Eric New. He'll kick and deliver. Martin swings through the first. That's the second pitch of the at-bat, and he was trying to take that over the wall. Just couldn't make contact. Count goes to 0-2 for Max Martin. And Eric New will step off. On an unrelated note, you can't ask for a better weather for an opening day than what Franklin and Indian Trail have here today. Home opener, 2 years since we played here. And as Martin gets a rip, that's going to find the gap, but it's going to be cut off. 1 run's coming in. Klubertans comes in. It's 2-0 Sabres, and Max Martin delivers. An absolute rocket right in between the left fielder, or right fielder and center fielder of Indian Trail. And Franklin now goes up 2-0 in the first inning without even surrendering an out. And that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Keaton Arndt, a junior. He's hitting in the place of Jordan Beardeman, who normally hits in this 5th spot. And that's where Arndt is today. The right-hander, Eric New, still in the stretch, still looking for that first out. He kicks and deals. And Arndt pokes one in, and that's going to find the gap. Here comes Holleran rounding third. He's going to try to score. Martin's getting the waiver route from Coach Drobot. Martin's going to score. It's 4-0 Sabres on an RBI triple from Keaton Arndt. Man, oh man. It doesn't get much better for the Franklin Sabres than it does right now. Up 4-0. Nobody out, and the 6th hitter coming to the plate, and that's going to be Evan Iwinski, the shortstop. New just looking to get the first out of the inning right now for Indian Trail. Struggling is an understatement, as this won't get the run in. They missed the tag, and everyone's going to be safe for the Sabres, but the home plate umpire is going to call Keaton Arndt out. Whether it's out of the baseline or they got the tag in, I'm not sure. The third baseman who tried to make the tag for Indian Trail, that's Seth Kosey. But Arndt runs into a tag, and that's the first out of the inning for Franklin. And that's going to bring up number 9, Jack Barretts for Franklin. Definitely an interesting way to get one out, but Iwinski is aboard at first, and he's the only runner on the paths right now for the Sabres with the score of 4-0 in the bottom of the first inning with 1 out. Kick and a deliver, and it's going to go foul. That was kind of in on the hands of Jack Barretts. He fouls it straight behind him. Count goes to 0-1. Yeah, unfortunately, people who are tuning in, this is just going to have to be a radio broadcast for the remainder of this game as we're experiencing camera issues. And, you know, when the weather's too nice and you leave the camera out in the sun, I think that might be our issue here, is it's kind of freezing up on us. But maybe if the weather cools down, the camera will start working for us. But I'm just not quite sure, as New will throw, and it's going to be in the dirt. No action on the base pass as Iwinski skips back to first. And Indian Trail in some trouble early. Eric New gets a sign from his catcher, takes a look at Iwinski. The kick and the delivery is going to miss outside to Jack Barrett's. Count goes to 2-1. Jack Barrett's also a member of the Franklin Sabres football team, as you'll see that it's a common trend, especially around a school like Franklin. You're going to see a lot of guys doubling up in sports, especially football and baseball here at the high school. Two big sports. As New will kick, Iwinski goes. It's going to be a hit-and-run situation. They hit it right over us. Third baseman trying to run after, but it goes out of play. So the count to Jack Barrett's moves to 2-2. A little hit-and-run try for the Sabres as something hit the outfield grass. With the momentum that Iwinski had, you got to think they were going to try to score and make this a 5-0 game. As Indian Trail, it was similar to that in very opening day at the Rock Sports Complex, where Indian Trail put up 10 on the Sabres in the first inning. You got to think Coach Drobot and the Sabres are trying to do just the same here. New will throw it back, but the ball is dropped by the first baseman, but Iwinski was back in anyways. 2-2 the count to Jack Barretts, playing in right field today. Barretts will pop it up. It got it in on his hands. Who's underneath it for the Hawks? It's going to be the second baseman, to record the second out, and that was Tanner Johnson, who's due to bat next in the order for Indian Trail once we see them get to bat. As Eric New gave up 4 quick runs, but has seemed to calm down here in the last couple batters. Got a ground out and then got a pop out. So seemed to be settling in is Eric New and Indian Trail. As this is Charlie Barton, the 8-hitter, number 8, and playing second base. To hit that one, got in on his hands. That's hit right at the press box. Might hit the roof right now. Yep, there it is. As Barton fouls away the first pitch, count goes to 0-1. Without there not being a roof, I would have think Mr. Gain, who's sitting to the left of me, would have caught that ball. Probably with one hand.
Maybe 1 time out of 10.
1 time out of 10, he tells me, but I have more faith in Mr. Gain than Mr. Gain has in Mr. Gain. Eric New will kick and deal. Szymanczyk, it's going to get to the shortstop. They're going to put it away for the 3rd out of the inning, but Franklin doesn't go away quietly. They add 4 to their first inning total to make the score 4-0, and we'll see the Indian Trail 4, 5, and 6 hitters when they come to the plate in the second inning. We'll be right back on the Sabre Roar. Well, you would have caught it. I said that. You would have caught it. Senior Jordan Beardman out for his second work of inning for the Franklin Sabres as they put up 4 runs in the first inning and pushed the score to 4-0 in this game. As Beardman will throw a changeup right across the plate to Tanner Johnson, the junior second baseman, batting in the cleanup spot for the Hawks. In this one, an actually interesting little nugget of baseball knowledge in case anybody wanted to know. Gavin Lux, Indian Trail alumni, is penciled in the starting lineup for the LA Dodgers tonight, actually, against the Milwaukee Brewers. Something I thought that was interesting is Beardman misses high on Tanner Johnson. Count goes to 1-1. Beardman, a fast worker on the mound, is he back in the windup. It's going to be a ground ball right to Charlie Barton, and he'll make the play to Max Martin, and there is now 1 away in the inning for Franklin. Next to bat for Indian Trail is going to be number 8, Chris Podscarby, the center fielder who is a senior. Bats right in the middle of the order for Indian Trail, as maybe he is the one to reach base against Jordan Beardman so far, as that one crosses right at the belt. Strike 1, a fastball up in the zone. And Beardman wasting no time getting back to work on Podscarby, as it's a changeup. It's hung. It's going to slicing toward foul territory. It's going to bounce into the parking lot. Count goes to 0-2 for Chris Podscarby. Beardman a kick and a deliver. Podscarby stuck out the bat. This is going to be trouble. Who's got it? Charlie Barton just can't run it down, but it was Barrett's Martin. And that's Charlie Barton, who just couldn't. None of them could try to put a glove on it, but foul ball, so no harm, no foul. as count remains 0-2 on Chris Potsgarby. Beardman gets the sign from Kazmierzak. From the windup he goes. The kick, the delivery. A good pitch on that outside corner, but the home plate umpire won't bite. It's going to be ball one. 1-2, the count on Chris Potsgarby. Beardman, another one on that outside corner. No bite from the home plate umpire. Count moves to 2-2 now. Now Jordan Beardman, the kick, the delivery, 2-2 count. Gets Potsgarby out in front of it, and Holleran can't get it. This is going to be trouble, and Potsgarby didn't quite make the turn. And Potsgarby will reach base with a single. And that will turn the lineup to Jackson Wilhelmsen. The sophomore right fielder will step in, batting in the sixth spot, has a runner on base, seeing if they can move him over and then get this lineup turned over for Indian Trail as the second left-hander for the Hawks steps in. Beardman from the stretch. Just can't find the target. Ball one. Jordan Beardman playing his youth baseball for a brief stint with the Franklin Thunder, but ended up playing most of it with the Oak Creek Zone as he checks on Potsgarby. He's back in safe. Mid-50s day here in Franklin, Wisconsin for Game 3 of this series as Beardman gets Wilhelmsen to swing through a fastball. It's 1-1 the count. But a beautiful day nonetheless. Sabres trying to avoid the sweep in this matchup, as that's going to miss high. Count to 3-1. Hitters count for Jackson Wilhelmsen with a runner on first. See if Beardman can reel one in here and make Wilhelmsen work for it. He steps off. Beardman looking for a sign from Kazmierzak. He finally gets it, and now from the stretch, the pitch. It's hit high and deep to center field. Underneath, it's going to be Szymanczyk for the first pop-out of this game to the outfield. Szymanczyk underneath at second out of the inning. And now Beardman just 1 out away from getting through 2 innings with essentially no harm done. It's Cole Ballard, who is the designated hitter for Indian Trail. That's number 9. He's a senior and is batting in the pitcher spot this afternoon for Eric New. Beardman tries again on Potsgarby. Potsgarby back in time with a dive to first. Still no pitches in this at-bat just quite yet. Beardman, the pitch, goes foul right in on the hands of Cole Ballard. And now Beardman, yet another first pitch strike, something that's been key all the first 2 innings of this one, essentially. It's been a lot of first pitch strikes for Jordan Beardman, and from the stretch, gets him to roll over on it, but it's going to slice foul. Now the count goes to 0-2 on Cole Ballard. Beardman takes a quick check on Potsgarby. He's been keeping a close eye, but he goes from the stretch, goes right at the hitter, and strikes him out looking. Jordan Beardman through 2 innings, essentially untouched. The hit by pitch and the single is all the harm done. And Franklin will turn over their lineup in the bottom half of the second inning when we come back on the Sabre Roar. We welcome you back in to Jim Hughes Field on the campus of Franklin High School. And the 9-hitter, Matthias Kazmierzak, behind the plate in this one for the Sabres, digs in on Eric New's second inning of work. Eric New gave up 4 in the first inning. See if the Sabres can replicate that kind of success here in the second. As Kazmierzak down 0-1 in the count. And New from the windup delivers just a bit high. Count goes to 1-1 on Matthias Kazmierzak. Eric New now comes set. Here's the pitch. It's going to come inside, almost hit Kazmierzak in the elbow, but he gets out of the way in time. Count to 2-1 now on Matthias Kazmierzak as we kick off the bottom of the second. Max Szymanczyk on deck, Dyson Klubertans to follow for Franklin. As Kazmierzak in on the hands, still might be a tough play for the shortstop, but they fire him out at first, and Matthias Kazmierzak is retired, and the Franklin lineup will turn over to Max Szymanczyk, the center fielder, wearing number 2 for the Sabres. Left-handed center fielder in the leadoff spot for the Sabres. See if the top of the order can replicate the same success they had in the first inning. The pitch from Eric New is going to miss low. And Szymanczyk gets ahead in the count 1-0. The delivery from New, it's going to be a chopper to second base. Relatively easy play, and Szymanczyk is put away for the second out of the inning. And Eric New, since giving up those 4 runs in the first inning, has really calmed down, has gotten a couple of Sabres to roll over and a couple pitches in on the hands. And has been working with pretty much smooth sailing to this point for Eric New. As Dyson Klubertans will step in, who he reached in the first inning and then would later come around to score one of the 4 runs for the Sabres. Eric New looking for a sign from the catcher. He gets it. New will kick in, deliver. Klubertans well hit, but it's going to roll foul just to the left of the third base bag. And with 2 down in the inning, see if the Sabres can get a little bit of bat action. Give 3, 4, 5 a chance to hit for Franklin in this second inning. Eric New kicks, delivers. Klubertans pokes out the bat. It's going to drop, and Klubertans is going to try for second. Throw comes in just a little bit late. Dyson Klubertans, a 2-out double. And now Franklin back in business with Boston Holloran at the plate. Klubertans was thinking 2 all the way. He hit it just high enough and in the right spot with the left fielder shaded over. Drops it right by the right field line. And turn down the Jets to get to second, and that brings up Boston Holloran for the second time already in this game. Eric New working back out of the stretch now. New will kick and deliver. Fires. Holloran comes in on his hands just a little bit late on it, and it's going to fly foul. Oh, and 1 the count on Boston Holloran. Eric New stepping back on the mound, trying to get himself out of a little jam here yet again in this inning. As he did have bases loaded, nobody out in the last inning, and Sabres managed to take care and score 4 runs as the count goes to 1-1 on Holloran. That misses low. Skipped it in the dirt. See what Holloran can do. But anything in the outfield grass, you got to think with Dyson Klubertan's speed is going to score a run. Eric New takes a quick check on Klubertans. He'll kick and deliver. And Holloran drives it. It's deep to left. It's going to skip off the wall on a hop. Holloran will slide in a second with a double. Klubertans will score, and it's Boston Holloran again. You couldn't think that the batting average would get any much over 800, but it is doing exactly that so far in this game. And yet again, Boston Holleran comes through, and the Sabres jump out to a 5-0 lead in the first 2 innings. And another power hitter at the plate for the Sabres, number 42, Max Martin, batting in the cleanup spot. An RBI chance on the table for the sophomore first baseman. Eric New taking a long look at Boston Holleran, and then he's going to spin back and fire. Holleran back in standing, no problem. Still no pitches to Max Martin. Had the RBI double to get things started for the Sabres in the first inning. And another RBI chance is on the table here for Martin and the Sabres. The kick, the delivery, it goes over Martin's head. And Franklin's bench not appreciative of that, as Martin had to duck out of the way, and he had to think if he didn't, it would have hit him right in between the eyes. 1-0 is the count. And with back-to-back doubles on the table for the Sabres, can they make it 3 in a row? It's in on the hands of Martin, but this is going to be trouble. It's going to fall. Holleran will put the brakes on at third. Martin will reach on another hit. 2 for 2 with a double, a single, and 2 RBIs in 2 innings. So things not getting too much better for the Sabres than they are right now, as Eric New has worked his way into some more trouble with runners on the corners with Keaton Arndt. 2 outs in the inning. Sabre fans, you got anything you want to tweet at me? Tweet at me at JacksonReed7 or at the Franklin Sabres. We'd love to hear your feedback about the broadcast. Eric New will kick and deliver. It's going to be low and outside to Keaton Arndt, batting from the right side and playing the designated hitter position. This would normally be Jordan Beardman's typical position in the lineup. He's on the mound today and has been doing a pretty good job of that with 3 strikeouts through 2 innings of work. Runners on the corners. 1-0 the count. Eric New kicks and deals. That's going to miss low on Keaton Arndt. Count goes to 2-0 on the Sabre designated hitter. Wearing number 7 for the Sabres. New jerseys for the Sabres this year. Some new numbers as well. Fun to see. Baseball is back in Franklin. We had a hiatus last year due to COVID, but we're able to execute baseball, softball, the lacrosses, girls soccer. We're able to execute that all safely, and so excited to have fans back here in Franklin, and it's been a treat to see. We're really excited to have everybody back, and another beautiful day here in Franklin as New will deliver. It's ball 4 on 4 pitches, and another bases loaded situation arises for Franklin. And Eric New has yet again worked himself into some trouble. Mound visit for the Hawks. We'll come right back on the Sabre Roar. Short temporary break with a mound visit for Indian Trail. The Indian Trail mound visit breaks. And now, yet again, Eric New has worked his way into a bases-loaded situation. The Sabres knocking on the door to score some more runs. Already with a 5-0 lead, 2 outs in the bottom of the second, and Evan Iwinski steps in. That's going to be right across the plate. Iwinski seemed to be taking all the way on that one. Has 2 RBIs on the season, batting .333. And he is 0 for 1 tonight with a fielder's choice to this point, but it's only the second inning and second at bat. So the Sabres passing the baton around as that one will miss high at the letters. Ball 1. Count goes to 1-1. That's Keaton Arndt on first, Max Martin on second, and Boston Holleran, who delivered the RBI, standing on third. Eric New kicks, delivers. It's a pop fly. It's going to stay in play. The Indian Trail first baseman underneath it, and down go the Sabres, but not quietly yet again, as they produce another run, and your score through 2 innings, the Franklin Sabres 5, the Indian Trail Hawks 0. We'll be right back with Jordan Beardman on the mound on the Sabre Roar. Doing the scoreboard. There's so fun. There you go. Anybody in their pen yet or no? In their bullpen yet? No. Oh, it is. 1-8. Let's get that out there. Late game. Nathaniel Smith. We welcome you back to Jim Hughes Field, on the campus of Franklin High School, where Jordan Beardman will deliver. This ball is hit high and deep. It's going to stay in play, but Max Szymanczyk is underneath it. A 1 pitch, 1 out, as Caleb Burgess is retired, and now the 9-hitter comes to plate, Seth Kosey. As there is some action in the Indian Trail bullpen, number 18, Nathaniel Smith, is up and throwing. And with how things have gone from the Indian Trail side pitching, Eric New 5 earned runs in 2 innings of work. So see if Smith comes in, whether this inning or the next, whatever it may be, see if he can help the Hawks out just a little bit, as this one is a shot, but it's going to roll foul. 1-1 is the count after Beardman skipped a curveball into the dirt. Beardman kicks, delivers. That's another shot. That's going to sneak through the gap, and a base hit for Seth Kosey. And Indian Trail's lineup turns over, and it's going to be Matt Felber, who's 0 for 1 to this point, but looking to move Kosey over and produce some runs on the senior, Jordan Beardman. Beardman takes a quick look at Kosey, kicks, delivers from the stretch, and a curveball dips right across home plate for strike 1 on Matt Felber. Playing short, number 5 for Indian Trail, as they check back. It's a close one, as Beardman thought he had him. Martin thought they had Seth Kosey lacking, but he gets back just in time, as maybe Kosey trying to steal a bag as Beardman steps off. Home plate umpire will take this time to clean the plate, and we will take this time to thank you for tuning in to the Sabre Roar and supporting Franklin Athletics. Your support is greatly appreciated, as Jordan Beardman takes a look at Seth Kosey from the stretch, delivers. It's going to miss high at the letters for ball 2. Count goes to 2-1 now on Matt Felber. Beardman starting to put together a decent day on the mound yet far. 2 1/3 pitched, 1 hit, and a hit batter, and that has been just about it for Jordan Beardman. And 3 strikeouts to that total, as they got him at first base. Jordan Beardman catches Seth Kosey not paying attention, and now 2 down in the inning, as that will change things for the Sabres in this inning. Beardman kicks, delivers, skips it in the dirt. Beardman kicks, delivers, misses high at the letters, and that's going to bring up number 27, Mike Michelli, with a runner on first yet again for Indian Trail. See if they can put him in a scoring position. No Indian Trail Hawk has reached scoring position yet far in this game. Michelli, the two-hitter, playing left field in this one. This is a ground ball. This might be a tough play. Beardman, a bare hand, makes it a quick throw to first base, and the inning is over. Franklin will go to hit in the bottom of the third inning with the score of Franklin Sabres 5, Indian Trail Hawks nothing. I was about to say, like, you announced him as a different batter, but it was the same guy. After the pickoff attempt, it was the same guy. It's all good. Yeah, that's why I was like, that's why I did 5 because his number 5 was still at the plate. I don't even know where we are in the order now. Barrett's, Barton, Kazmierzak, I think. As a ball, yeah, that happen. It happens. It happens. Well, because pitch outs are kind of like that too, and they count as balls, so I get it. 7, 8, 9, I believe. Should be Barrett's, Barton, Kazmierzak. Yep. Barrett's has the white helmet. We welcome you back to Jim Hughes Field on the campus of Franklin High School. For the bottom of the third inning as Nathaniel Smith takes over for the Indian Trail Hawks, as that will close the day on the Indian Trail pitcher Eric New. He finishes with 2 innings pitched, 5 earned runs for Indian Trail, and the book is closed on Eric New. It's now Nathaniel Smith on the mound for Indian Trail, coming out of the bullpen in the middle innings of this game, as we only play 7 in high school baseball. Nathaniel Smith, who is that one runs inside on Jack Barrett's, and they didn't like that. Did the Franklin benches. That's twice. Max Martin, I'm not saying he got thrown at, but it was up in the zone, that's for sure. Nathaniel Smith is a junior for the Indian Trail Hawks, as he now stares down Barrett's, a guy who works from the stretch normally. No windup for number 18, Nathaniel Smith. The kick, the delivery, it comes inside yet again on Jack Barrett's, but this time it misses just the inside corner. Count goes to 2-1 in favor of Jack Barrett's. Franklin had a lot of base runners moving around. In the top of the order, barring just one hit, is set to see the lineup again as Jack Barrett's draws ball 4. And now Jack Barrett's is on base. Charlie Barton will come up and hit in the 8 spot.
Number 8, Charlie Barton.
As Nathaniel Smith walks his first batter that he faces. Now Barrett's on first with pretty quick speed on the base pass right now for the Sabres as Barrett's gets his lead. The kick, the delivery, goes inside and low on Charlie Barton. Ball one. Nathaniel Smith works from the stretch normally, but especially now going to work from the stretch. Will kick, deliver, and that's going to come inside at the toes of Charlie Barton. Count goes to 2-0, and that is 6 balls thrown in a row. 6 pitches for Nathaniel Smith. 6 balls, 0 strikes. See if he can reel it in for Indian Trail. As Barretts takes his lead from first. The kick, the delivery, that comes inside and at the toes. Barretts is on the run to second. He's going to slide in safely with a stolen base for Jack Barretts. And a 3-0 count to Charlie Barton. And now yet another runner in scoring position for Indian Trail, or for Franklin rather, as Indian Trail is in yet a third time now trying to work themselves out of a jam. See if they can do it. Nathaniel Smith gets a sign from his catcher. Takes a look at Barretts. Will kick and deliver. And it comes inside on Barton, but it catches the inside corner for strike one. Count moves to 3-1 now on Charlie Barton. Nathaniel Smith turns, looks at Jack Barretts. The kick and the delivery, and it misses. Ball 4. Jack Barretts will steal third on a pass ball, makes the turn for home, but then throws the brakes on. Now runners at the corners on 2 walks on 9 pitches. And now Indian Trail, yet again, in a whirl of trouble with Matthias Kazmerzak, the catcher, in the 9-hole for Franklin. See if they can produce some runs for the 3rd inning in a row, and we are only in the 3rd inning. Franklin produced 4 in the first and just the 1 in the second, but they are poised to at least put up 1 on the board right now with Matthias Kazmerzak at the plate. Barton stealing a base. Throw is at the head of Kazmerzak, but he ducks out of the way. And now 2 runners in scoring position and a 1-0 count for the Sabre catcher. Nathaniel Smith takes a quick breather. He needs to try to reel this in, or it's going to be another long inning for Indian Trail. This is going to be a pitch, and it is hit by Kazmerzak and hit hard. Does this have the power to get out? It doesn't. It hits the wall on a hop. 2 will score. Kazmerzak will hit the brakes at second, and Franklin takes the lead now 7-0 over Indian Trail in the 3rd inning. Nobody out here in the 3rd inning as they continue to hit the baseball at an alarming rate. And now the lineup turns over for Max Samancic, the junior center fielder. A pinch runner is going to come in for Matthias Kazmerzak. And that pitch runner is number 34, Isaac Vergis, the junior. Used to saying that name for basketball, was the starting point guard of the basketball team, but we're outside and on the baseball diamond, and a beautiful day here in Franklin as Samancic will bunt. Has a lot of speed. Smith fumbles the ball, and Samancic's going to be safe by a mile. Now runners back on the corners, 7-0 game, and Indian Trail yet again has worked themselves into more trouble with the 2, 3, 4 hitters up and nobody out here in this 3rd inning. Dyson Klubertans will be the batter once this mound visit breaks. We'll be right back here on the Sabre Roar. Mound visit breaks for the Indian Trail Hawks as they have given up 7 runs yet far, and nobody's out here in the third inning. Nathaniel Smith will kick and deal to Dyson Klubertans, and it's strike one. Max Szymanczyk on first base, who drew the walk, and that's going to be over there. That's Matthias Kazmierzak, but the pinch runner is Isaac Vergis. So runner on first, runner on third for Franklin as Nathaniel Smith will get the sign from his catcher. Kick and deliver. Szymanczyk takes off, swings at one in the dirt. Vergis doesn't want to try it, doesn't score from third on the wild pitch, but Szymanczyk is in there standing up as Klubertans did take a swing at that pitch that ended up in the dirt. Count goes to 0-2 on Dyson Klubertans, the senior left fielder. Klubertans yet another chance to knock in some RBIs. Came in this game today batting .400. See if he can replicate that as Nathaniel Smith will kick and deal and blows it right by him. The fastball blown by Klubertans, and that's the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up the red-hot Boston Holleran. Came in into this matchup batting .800. See if Holleran can replicate that kind of success for the Sabres here in the third inning. Smith kicks, delivers. Holleran goes trying to clear the bases on one swing. He definitely brought the power swing out for that one, but he swings right through it. It's going to be strike one, as Smith has kind of reeled things back in here for the Indian Trail Hawks. Smith will take a look at Szymanczyk, kicks and deals. It's low, good block by the catcher behind the home plate there, as the Indian Trail faithful appreciative of that one. A great block by Caleb Burgess, the sophomore catcher, to keep this game where it is right now. Indian Trail could be in a whole lot of hurt if they don't stop the Franklin Sabre bleeding and fast. 7-0 is your score. One down in the bottom of the third inning, with the red-hot Boston Holleran at the plate for Franklin. Counts 1-1. Nathaniel Smith will take another look at Max Szymanczyk. The kick, the delivery. Holleran trying to put one over the fence yet again, but fouls it right behind him. Count goes to 1-2 now. Holleran steps back into the box. Smith is going to take a look at Szymanczyk yet again. The kick, the delivery, and that's going to miss outside for ball two. Count goes to 2-2 for Boston Holleran, who, as I mentioned before, has just been crushing the baseball against Indian Trail. And it's one of those baseball things where you have series where you just see the ball better than just about everybody else on the field, with an 1,000 slugging percentage, and is getting on base 85% of his at-bats. See if he can keep that up today, as that's a pop fly. Who's going to get underneath it for the Hawks? It's going to be the third baseman who calls off the pitcher, Nathaniel Smith. And Holleran wants that one back as he left one over the plate, came in on Holleran's hands just a little bit, and he pops it up.
Your first baseman, Max Martin.
And that's going to bring up, I believe that's a pinch hitter for Franklin, as that does not look like Max Martin. No, it's number 20, Kelton Thiel, who's going to come in and play first base for the Sabres, as Coach Drobot goes out to make that change. So it's going to be the junior Kelton Thiel, who's going to hit 4 now for Franklin. As Nathaniel Smith will face the left-hander Kelton Thiel for Franklin. Runners on second and third. See if something in the outfield can score one. Something by the infielders or finding a good spot would at least score one for sure for Franklin. Smith takes a look at Szymanczyk. The kick, the delivery misses high and outside on Kelton Thiel. Count goes to 2-0. Keaton Arndt, the 5 spot of the order, is looming on deck for Franklin, as nobody in the Sabre bullpen is. Why would you if you're Coach Drobot? Jordan Beardman has been rolling yet far in this one for Franklin, and they're probably going to ride him to the very end in this one, already up 7-0. And that's going to come across the plate as Kelton Thiel was taking all the way on that one. Count goes to 2-1. Smith will get the sign from his catcher. He'll come set, take one last look at Max Szymanczyk. The kick, the delivery, the 2-1 pitch is going to miss outside. 3-1 now. We'll see what the Sabres can do with this count. Now it's 3-1 to Kelton Thiel. Hitters count, runners on second and third, 2 down, bottom of the third. Sabres already up 7-0. The kick, the delivery, and it's going to come across the plate. Kelton Thiel, 5 pitches into the at-bat, and no swings yet far. 3-2 the count on Kelton Thiel. Nathaniel Smith steps off the mound to rethink things, perhaps, as he's going to get the sign back from his catcher. He'll kick and deliver. And that's going to miss inside on Kelton Thiel. Now they're loaded for the 5-hitter, Keaton Arndt.
Number 7, Keaton Arndt.
And so now Keaton Arndt will step back in for the Sabres, the right-handed designated hitter in this one, hitting in Jordan Beardman's spot. His 3rd time around in the batting order already in this one. Kick, delivery, it's going to catch the inside corner for strike 1 on the Sabre designated hitter. Keaton Arndt plays wide receiver for the Franklin football team here. Smith now looks around. He's going to kick, he's going to deal, and that's going to miss a little bit outside. Thought Smith painted the corner, but he did not. Count goes to 1-1 now. Nathaniel Smith, one last look at Max Szymanczyk on second. The kick, the deal, rolls over, does Arndt, but has a lot of speed, could make this play close, and he does. But Indian Trail is going to get the out. And so we end 3 innings here at Jim Hughes Field on the campus of Franklin High School. Your score, Franklin Sabres 7, Indian Trail Hawks 0. Jordan Beardman back out on the mound for the Sabres when we come back here on the Sabre Roar. We welcome you back to Jim Hughes Field on the campus of Franklin High School for the top of the 4th inning between the Sabres and the Indian Trail Hawks as Jordan Beardman delivered a ball just a little bit high and then delivers a strike to Andon Wells, the first baseman batting in the 3 spot for the Indian Trail Hawks. Left-hander on Jordan Beardman is way out in front of a curveball, and now Jordan Beardman goes from down 1-0 in the count to up 1-2. Beardman has worked from the windup for most of this game to this point here in the fourth as Beardman will deliver and strike three. Jordan Beardman again. Fifth strikeout of the afternoon for Jordan Beardman. And that will bring up number 15, Tanner Johnson, the second baseman, a junior. Maybe he's the one to put one in the outfield on Jordan Beardman. There's only been one that's reached the outfield to this point. We'll see if the Hawks can get some traffic on the base paths. Beardman steps off. Kazmierzak gives him the sign. Beardman likes it. He'll kick, and he will deliver. Fly ball, I think it's going to end up in the parking lot. And that is exactly where it's going to end up, almost out on 51st Street. Count goes to 1-1. Beardman kicks, delivers, got him way out front of another curveball. He's used that curveball a couple times, especially in this inning, to get those strikes on Indian Trail. Has him out in front. Does he pull the string with a fastball? Beardman gets a sign from Kazmierzak. The wind up, the delivery, the pitch gets him out in front of it, but it's going to be a lineup. Oh, and number 24, the shortstop for Franklin, just can't hang on. Kind of ate him up a little bit, it looks like. Number 24 now in at shortstop. I think that's Grayson Pfluger, and it is. And a little weird stick the bat out and kind of hope, a line drive, and it comes right at Grayson Pfluger, and it pops out of his glove. And so now Tanner Johnson on at first as this is hit hard, but it's going to go foul off the bat of Chris Podscarby. Podscarby playing in center field today, a senior, wears number 8 for Indian Trail. As Beardman takes a look over at Tanner Johnson, the kick, the delivery, it's going to cross the zone. And Jordan Beardman now up 0-2 in the count. Does he go back to that curveball? Try to get another Indian Trail batter out in front of that curveball. It's been effective all day. And he tries to run a fastball by him, but it's going to be popped out of play. As Podscarby spoils a pitch. Count goes, still is at 0-2. Fourth pitch of the at-bat for Beardman. Beardman kicks, delivers. Had him out in front of it. This is going to be a tough play. Holleran on the move. Makes a quick throw at it. And a nice scoop by Kelton Thiel to get at least one out. Runner moves to third for Indian Trail. So now Indian Trail's got a guy 90 feet away from scoring. And that's going to bring up Jackson Wilhelmsen, the sophomore right fielder. Left-handed batter. See if he can crack Jordan Beardman's shutout. Beardman will deliver, and it comes in high. And Beardman falls behind 1-0. Something that we have not really seen that much. It's been rare, and there have been some strikes. I mean, a lot of first pitch strikes for Jordan Beardman. As there's a strike right there. Got him way behind the fastball. Count moves to 1-1. And now Beardman will kick, deliver, the throw, a chopper. Kelton Thiel has it, a little bit of a bobble. He's got to get there and hurry, and he does. And the side is retired. We're through 3.5 at Jim Hughes Field. Your score, Franklin Sabres 7, Indian Trail Hawks 0. Sabres come to bat when we come back on the Sabre Roar. We welcome you back for the bottom of the fourth at Jim Hughes Field on the campus of Franklin High School. Grayson Pfluger, who checked into the game to play shortstop for Evan Iwinski, bats in his place this inning as Nathaniel Smith for Indian Trail back out on the mound. Iwinski he just got taken out of the game. Now it's the freshman Grayson Pfluger, who wears number 24. Took ball one from Nathaniel Smith. The kick, the delivery of the second pitch is going to miss high on Grayson Pfluger. Jack Barrett's on deck for Franklin, as you're going to see 6, 7, 8 for Franklin in this one, in this inning rather. Pfluger takes 3 pitches in a row, but this one's going to be called the strike. Count goes to 2-1 on the Sabres shortstop. The kick, the delivery, Pfluger out in front of a fastball. And it's going to be 2-2 now to Grayson Pfluger. Just a quick reminder of your score. The score, Franklin 7, Kenosha Indian Trail 0 to this point, as Nathaniel Smith working for Indian Trail. The kick and the delivery. It's going to miss inside on Grayson Pfluger. Count goes full now. Smith now back to the mound. Comes set, gets the sign from the catcher. He's going to look, the kick, the deal. And a nice little bender there from Nathaniel Smith gets Grayson Pfluger to go down looking. And that'll bring up Jack Barrett's with one down in the first inning as Nathaniel Smith gets the strikeout. Jack Barrett's will dig in, waiting for the first pitch of the at-bat from Nathaniel Smith. The kick, the delivery. Barrett's out in front of a changeup. Strike one. Nathaniel Smith working pretty efficiently now after working Indian Trail into a bit of a jam. They gave up 2 runs back in the third inning. And now nothing on the scoreboard in the fourth inning for Indian Trail, as that one's going to cross the plate as well, a little bit low. But the home plate umpire is going to give Nathaniel Smith the benefit of the doubt. Count goes to 0-2 now on Jack Barrett. The kick, the delivery, it's going to skip into the dirt, as I think that was just a curveball that kind of slipped out of his hand awkwardly, as now count goes to 1-2 now on Jack Barrett's playing in right field for Franklin in this one. The third game of the series, Indian Trail took the first 2. Franklin trying to avoid the sweep, and barring a couple big hits and a couple big runs for Indian Trail, I'm assuming that's going to happen for Franklin. Nathaniel Smith will kick and deliver, and that's going to miss just a bit inside on Jack Barrett's. Now Jack Barrett's was down 0-2 in the count, works it back to 2-2 now. Nathaniel Smith looking around. Gets a sign from his catcher, comes set, the kick, and the deal. That's going to skip in the dirt. So now from 0-2, now he works it all the way full. Count goes to 3-2 on Jack Barrett, who plays right field for Franklin. Where's number 9 for the Sabres? We remind you to stick around on the Sabre Roar specifically, as boys lacrosse will take on McGuanago right after this one, as Barrett swings through the pitch, and now Nathaniel Smith 2 strikeouts in the fourth inning. And that's going to bring up Charlie Barton, the second baseman, who hits in the 8 hole for Franklin. Barton having a pretty good day, as is a lot of his Sabre teammates in this game, specifically against Indian Trail. The kick, the delivery is going to miss low. Ball 1 to Charlie Barton. Nathaniel Smith working on 2 strikeouts in this inning, and has really slowed things down for the Hawks as they were in a lot of trouble early. The kick, the delivery, and that's going to miss high. Count goes to 2-0 now on Charlie Barton. Nathaniel Smith, the junior right-handed pitcher, will kick, deliver. That's going to go high, so count goes to 3-0 on Charlie Barton and Matthias Kazmierzak in the bottom of this Franklin order. Looming, but 2 base runners in this lineup turns right back over, and you'll get Samancic, Klubertans, and Holleran, and that's a whole lot of trouble if you're Indian Trail, especially in this game. 7-0 your score. Large amount of those runs produced by those 3, as that's going to miss ball 4, and now Matthias Kazmierzak is going to come to the plate for Franklin as Charlie Barton draws a 4-pitch walk for Franklin. Coming to the plate is going to be Matthias Kazmierzak, the catcher. Nathaniel Smith back on the bump. He's going to look around, come set. The kick and the delivery. That's going to miss at Kazmierzak's head. Ducks to get out of the way. Franklin scored in every inning to this point. 4 in the first, 1 in the second, and then 2 in the third, for a grand total of 7 to make this a 7-0 ball game. Barton a lead off of first. The pitch, the delivery, it's going to miss, but Charlie Barton is going to get a free pass on that wild pitch. So Barton back in his scoring position. Now Kazmierzak, who doubled off the wall in the second inning. We'll see if he can continue the hot streak. The catcher, Matthias Kazmierzak, up ahead 2-0 in the count. Sabres up ahead 7-0 in the game. Nathaniel Smith will take a look and pitch. That's going to come in across the zone. Strike 1, 2-1 to Kazmierzak now. Nobody active in either of the bullpens for the Sabres or for the Hawks. Nobody up and throwing. The kick, the delivery from Smith, it's going to be a ground ball. This is going to get through Matthias Kazmierzak, yet another RBI. Barton coming home. He's going to come in standing. Matthias Kazmierzak extends the lead for Franklin to now 8-0 over Indian Trail. The best part about that, I would say, is that the lineup turns over now for Franklin, and now it's going to be number 2, Max Samancic, the center fielder. And if he can get on and push some more runners across, it could be a whole lot of trouble yet again for Indian Trail, as Kazmierzak will come out, a pinch runner will come in, and that's going to be Cooper Camley, the freshman. Nathaniel Smith will take a look at Camley at first, but he'll kick and deliver, and that's going to miss in the dirt to Max Samancic. And now the count drops to 1-0 on the Sabres center fielder. Again, batting on the left side. A leadoff lefty is something you don't really see in high school baseball, and even in the lower levels of baseball. A lot of coaches like to start with a right-hander and get the pitcher acclimated, but left-hander it is for Franklin, and it is in the form of Max Samancic. Not many left-handers on this Franklin team, but Samancic being one of them, and Drobot takes full advantage of that, as this is yet another wild pitch for Nathaniel Smith. Cooper Camley will take second on that wild pitch, and now yet another Sabre runner will advance into scoring position on a second wild pitch this inning from Nathaniel Smith. So now Indian Trail again in trouble. Two 2-0 the count to Max Samancic. Smith will take a look at Camley on second, but kick and deliver. And that's going to miss inside on Max Samancic. Count goes to 3-0 on Max Samancic. You almost have to think it's a stone-cold take here for the Sabres center fielder. The kick, the delivery, it's going to come across the plate and catch that outside corner for strike one. Count moves to 3-1.